Hello friends, my name is Hamid. Today I'm showing you all my tools inside of the toolbox. I'm an appliances technician and today I will show you most of the tools that we are using in everyday's service calls. So these tools that I'm going to show you here, you do not have to have this unless you're doing 10 to 12 service calls every day. If you're going 10 to 12 or 15 houses every day, it's necessary to have proper tools to get the job done. The first thing is my soldering gun that it vacuums and it also resolders. So I got my soldering. For cleaning the tip, I also bought one of these dishwasher pads that you're cleaning dishes with it. I got a tiny blade here. This brush for cleaning the contacts. Flat screwdriver. And the brand is Hakko. I really love this and I use it a lot. So if you're doing control board repairs, electrical wires repairs, or any kind of soldering, I recommend having this. This Hakko soldering gun is about $350 to $400 Canadian. This scope camera, I use this for, you can use this for a lot of stuff. For ventilation hoses, for drain hoses. It also takes high quality pictures. And it has two cameras. One is here on the tip. The other one is, I think you have to change it. So you can actually change the position of the camera while it's inside of a hose or inside of a dishwasher or oven, anything. You can see when I change this, here. Peekaboo, peekaboo. So you can do all kind of stuff with it. Adjust the side camera on it. You can see you have to press on this camera and hold it. See, now it's the front camera. Front and side. You can also take pictures from the front and side camera at the same time. And then press it again and hold it. Now it's only front. See that? It's really cool. I use this a lot when I go in apartment buildings and the customers complain us that the dryer overheats or it cuts, it damages the thermal fuse or the heater breaks again and again. It also has a safety cover here. I will always put this back in. I check their ventilation, everything seems okay, and then I get a call back and then I go back again. Usually I don't get a lot of callbacks because I do everything properly. Just in case, if I get a call back, then I stick this in the ventilation hose and check it all the way to the end, and in that way I can confirm the problem. So this is another test long. I think this is also around $150. Multifunction refrigerator tester. I really love this. The reason I love this, this is a really good tool for a new appliances technician. I really don't have to use this, but this actually makes my job easier, because with this tool you can check the fridges with inverter boards. I have checked a lot of inverter boards in the past and I have no issues. I just have to get my power coming in and going out of the inverter board and check my compressor. But to make things easier, you just plug this on the side of the compressor. Remember, this is only for inverter board compressor. You cannot just use it on regular compressors. You stick this on the side of the compressor, and then from here you can change your frequency and then turn on and off the compressor. This is it. This also has DC fan motor and damper. You can check the fridge damper motor and the DC fans that they use in evaporators or condenser coils. Condenser fan motors, you can check all of those. You can even check the electric valves. Some of the units, they have two-way valve in the refrigerator. You can check those, and of course the temperature sensor option is another good option that shows the ambient temperature on it. This tool is also around $400, and you just have to plug it in and do all your testings. It comes with 3-4 different kinds of extra electrical wires that I don't have it right now. It's in my van, but yeah, so I love this too. Especially if you're a new technician, you must have one of these if you don't know how to check the compressors, check the DC fan motors, you can check almost everything on the fridge with this when it comes to the fans, compressors, and of course the damper motors and sensors. I have these drill bits in case if I want to make a hole, or if I want to drill a hole, I can use these. They're high quality drill bits, and I also have this extension that I keep it with this. I have a magnet here, and there's a strong magnet. I just have it like this. This extension or the bed holder is about $15-20, and you put it in your drill, hold it, and then it holds the drill bit, and then after that you can use your drill. This drill bit holder is also very helpful if you strip your screws, and instead of using a screw extractor, I love using this drill bit. And I have this kit. This costed me around $200. These clamps, you really don't have to use it, but I just keep it in case if I have anything. If I have a dryer or washer, I usually use this in the dryer, roller wheels or blower wheels. This I think costed me like $5 or something. I got this, the connectors, the terminal connectors, all of them. Once in a while I go and work on a washer, dryer, microwave, on a fridge that the connectors are burnt because of a power surge or because of something shorted out. Then I use this to repair it. It also comes with a special key to remove the old connectors, pins from the connector, and then you can reinstall a new one. This costed me around $35 from Amazon. You remove its cartridge out and put it in the water and make it wet, and then reinstall it back in. It's called Hydrocell. And then after that you can use this flashlight. You never have to charge it with electricity. And this one was about $20. I don't use this a lot, but I thought I'll show you. It's really cool flashlight. Gas leak detector, you can use this on gas appliances when you work on them, or you can even use this on refrigeration work. I have this drain pump. The reason I have this drain pump is because I was going to show you something on the side of my toolbox. You see this? This is the indicator for the motors that I check the motors with it, and I'll show you. Okay, so I have this drain pump running, and look at this. It's really cool. If I go work on a washing machine and the drain pump is running or not, I can hear it's running, then I can use this. So this cost me about $5. And I use this as a cheat wire on almost everything if I'm using 120 volts. Okay, so I'm gonna start from the front of my tool bag. This is the first thing I have at this plunger thingy. If I'm adjusting the doors, panelings on washer, dryer, microwave, or anything, if I want to adjust the, if I want to level the washer, dryer, I can also use this. I also have another one which is bigger size, and I love these wedge pumps. Each one of these are like $25, not very expensive. I usually keep one, but I have two of them, one small, one large. These zip ties, I use a couple of them like this, the bigger, longer one. And I also use these tiny ones. And then of course I use the shoe covers. If I'm going in a customer house and I want to cover my shoes, I wear one of these, like two of them for my shoes. I usually don't wear this on winter time because on winter time my shoes has snow in it. It's not very good to wear this because it's gonna leak water from the bottom of this and then customer may not like it. Of course I got a pair of gloves. I prefer using these if I'm opening and putting the screws back in, or if I'm working in a place where the panels are really sharp, then I wear a pair of gloves, and they're good quality gloves. I think it cost me like $5. Steel zip ties. If it's necessary, if I have to use it on a gas oven, once in a while I can use this, or you can use this on a lot of high temperature heat areas and appliances. I got glue. A steel strap, this also cost me about $7. I use this if it's necessary. I have to use it on a, for example, the other day I was doing a heating element. The one I received was a little bit weird looking element, and I wanted to install it in the oven, so I had to use a little bit of this. If I'm installing a dishwasher and the dishwasher has issues that I cannot use the dishwasher holder straps that comes with the dishwasher, then I can make a longer one from this and use it into the dishwasher to install it properly into the cabinets. And again, I use this in a lot of things, not only for dishwasher strapping. You can even use it for appliances. For example, if the washer or dryer, the panels are not staying in place, you can always use this strap with two screws from both sides. It holds it in place. Believe it or not, I have even used this steel strapping on washers and dryers that I had to stack them together. So it's very important to have this. These are the security bits, Torx. I don't use them all the time, but it's important to have it. If you don't have it and you need it, then you're gonna waste a service call. So it's important. I've used this in the past, and some spots that you cannot stick your regular screwdriver or drill bit. These are especially, you see from the front it looks tiny, from the back it looks like 1/4 inch. So I use these. Q-tip, I use some of the Q-tips. I'll give you an example of using this on a Frigidaire. Dishwasher, they have the pressure sensor goes bad, or it gets a lot of ganky stuff built up inside of those sensors, and then you can, and it will also cause I-20 error code, and then you can just pull it out and clean it with these Q-tips. There's a lot of things that you can use the Q-tips to clean, but I just give you one example that I use it on Electrolux dishwashers. Of course, super glue is very important. I always have these in hand in my toolbox. I had this one, and of course I have this one, just in case if I need it, I don't have to run to the shop. Lighter, yes, you need a lighter for heat shrinks usage, or for checking the temperature sensor on Whirlpool ovens. I use this to check the temperature rising, increasing and decreasing, so I don't have to ask my customer for a lighter. Of course, I use this for resoldering back the control boards and repairing wires. I checked this for microwave leakage detector. I love this and it's really accurate. I think I paid $35 for this. This special tool is for decor gas ovens. If you wanna remove the top burner caps, they're brass looking circular parts that you need to remove. You have to use this. It's important and it's hard to get, so I have this for at least 15 years. This is the ceramic touch-up paint. If you ever go in a customer house and they got a little bit of smaller scratches on their white appliances, you can touch it up with this. It's really good. It's extremely expensive. For this tiny bottle I paid $27 Canadian. So I keep this, and when I repaired the smaller scratches on white appliances, the customer really appreciates that, so I don't care. I just want to make sure my customers are happy. $27, I use this more than 100 times. I also have the black one. I do the same thing with the black one. This is completely gone and I'm not going to use this anymore, but I use this steel brush to use it on my drill to clean the gas burners on appliances. It's really good. I love this and I've been using this for the past 2-3 years. This is a little bit of grease. See this grease? Once in a while I need to use this. So this is high temperature grease. I paid like $5 for this. I use it. These are the drill bit for screw extractors. As I mentioned, I do not use these all the time because they're not the best. If I have to pull a screw out, I use these. Otherwise, it's a good idea to have them in your hand, in your tool bag. If you don't have these, not a big deal. You just make sure you have a proper drill bit that you can extract the screws with it. And this one is also about $34 for 4 of them. Okay, the cold weld. I have this cold weld and I love this. You have to mix up both of them together, make a paste, and then you can do a lot of repairs, all kinds of repairs. I repair a refrigerator crispers with it. I use this a lot in microwaves. When the microwave switch holders are broken, or if the hook is broken, not setting properly, or the door is broken, I use this in a lot of microwaves. So if you're a subscriber to my channel, you would probably know by now how much of this I use on the microwave repairs. And both of these are about $20. This is high temperature lubricant, which is similar to this one. I use this a lot of places that I need a little bit of lubrication. Another tiny steel brush. I usually use this on gas appliances to clean the burners, the igniters and other spots in the burners on the gas ovens. The same thing when I was doing the circuit board repairs, I had to use this to get rid of the extra solder from the gun. Okay, so the front part is done. As you can see, I got this much stuff from the front. And now let's look at the back of it. On the back, I got these flashlights. I really like these flashlights. They're tiny and they're super bright. And I got 2 of them. If they ever run out, you see these lights, they kind of become 3, 2, 1, and then it dies. I charge them once a week. This one has 3. The good part is, let me show you something here. The good part is they also have magnet at the back of them. See that? It's a very strong magnet. And you can also adjust it. You can also adjust it here the way you want it on the floor. So for example, if you want it like this, like that, like this. You can even open a bottle with it. You can use it as a bottle opener. And of course you can hang it somewhere if you want. But I use both of them here on the side of my. And the good part is you can use the same charger on this that you're charging your phone. I have iPhone 16. I'm using the same charger, C port. And now I'm gonna go to the side. This is my multimeter. It's my favorite multimeter we have here. I love this tiny extension I made. If I wanna run a wash motor, drain pump, fan, convection, fan motor, anything, I just ask the customer for an extension, and then I add this on extension cord, and then I get 120 volts power from here. I even use this on compressors. If I'm trying to restart a compressor, I use the 3-in-1 combination relay, and then I hook up this into it to confirm the compressor run. If I'm working on a microwave that blows the fuse again and again, or it blows the breaker, I use this to protect my fuse and to protect the breaker from tripping. I don't have to go down the stairs and turn it on and off. Each time it trips the breaker, I have to reset it, and then it resets itself, and then I can use this. I got this from an old oven that the old oven had plug on top, so you could use a plug for your toaster and other stuff. So I pull it out from an oven. I use this all the time, especially when I'm working on a microwave. I have one microwave there, right? I can use this on it. If you want to know what kind of multimeter I use the Klein Tool CL800. The option I love about this multimeter is the low Z option. This is the low impedance option, and I love this. This also has voltage detector, and it also has a light. See the light? It has a lot of good options. I don't have enough time to explain the whole multimeter for you, but as far as I can see, this is my favorite one, and I've been using this for a long time. So this is if I want to check the temperature on an oven, I can select add it at the bottom and get my reading from there. This tool I made is for a quick washing machine test. I can test the washing machine door with this. Of course, I keep 9-volt battery for testing the diodes. And of course, I can also use this on my multimeter. This tiny thing you see, this tiny probe you can see, as I check the power with this. See, it shows the power. Nothing important and special, but I just have it anyways. Of course, I have these two alligator clips that I use it on my multimeter in a place where I do not feel comfortable and safe to check the voltage. I use these and add it on my probe. I remove these probes and then I add it here like that, and then I get my reading. These ones, in case if you wanna get some reading from a wire, what I do is from a wires I go like this. I kind of put the wire here like that, and then I push it so it gets inside of the wire without causing a lot of damage, and then I can get my reading. And then I pull this black thingy out, the pin, and then I disconnect it, and then that's how I get my reading from electrical wires if I do not have easy access to the control board or anything else. I got this tiny jumper wire. I check the ice makers with it. If I want to bypass something, I use this. If I want a jumper wire, anything, for example, if you want to use a wire but everything is disconnected, you want to instead of adding the door lock back in, you kind of disconnect the door lock and add this as a jumper wire. But I use this on a lot of things. There's another tiny flashlight. It also has a magnet. You can stick it in a lot of small places and use it that way. The iZoom flashlight is also a very good one. It's tiny, but it's worth $2. So you kind of turn it. I cannot do it with two hands, but I'm gonna have to use I cannot do it with one hand, but I'm gonna have to use two hands here. See, it's actually really bright. You may not see it here, but it's bright. I think it's about $2. Okay, so let's open the other side. This is my special bag. I keep almost everything in here. You may not like this, but trust me, I love this. Is my favorite bag on my toolbox because I have almost everything here. If you want to repair a wire, you add this connector. It comes with heat shrink on it. These pins, I have these micro switches for the microwave. I usually keep the universal ones, something like these ones, universal micro switches. And if the pins are too big, I can always cut a little bit of it and make it work on a microwave. These kind of blades, I keep them in different places in my tool bag. Okay, so this is the ring that I was talking about for decor ovens. That it's super hard to pull it out from the oven if you don't have the special tool. So the tool kind of goes like this. So I don't have enough space, otherwise it sits like that, and then you turn it. So you see these tiny, that has a shoulder, it gets inserted here, and then you kind of turn it, then that's how you pull them out. The reason I have one of this, because once in a while, when I work on these decor gas ovens, they break when I force it too much, and then I have an extra one. It's a old used one, but it's worth to have one. I have this I use this for dryers. If sometimes the dryer cord is off or it's out and this is missing, I'm gonna use one of these. Here's another jumper wire for checking the ice makers or using it on to test something. I got different Murats here. This is my favorite Murat for doing the oven and dryer repair, electrical repairs on the wires, or if I'm installing new ovens, I use this. Of course, I have a fuse for microwaves and the speed ovens. I start from 15 amps up to 25 amps. I have a small ones for Miele speed oven. I also have these wire connectors for stoves if they're burned, or dryers. I can use this high quality heavy duty connector. If I want to jumper wire something, or if I want to make a single element from a double element, I use this. This thermal fuse is very common. I use this at least once a month on dryers. So I keep 1 or 2 of this. There's 2. Here's another jumper wire. This is supposed to be on my tool bag here for the washing machines. This one is for the dryer. I also get a lot of calls from dryers that the dryer door does not stay closed. Usually you have one of extra one like this on other side of the dryer that you can pull it out and reinstall it on the side it needs, but I keep one extra. If you look at these shims, I especially ordered these shims from a place called Adam Supply. I think I buy like hundreds of these for $25. But if I have to order one of these for fridges, that usually goes on the hinge to lift up the door a little bit. If I want to order one of these, it would cost me about $7, $8. And you see all of these shims, I use them for adjusting the doors on, especially I use this on a fridge. If the hinge is a little bit down, or if there's a little bit of work that needs to be done on the fridge to bring the door up, I use these. I have different. I use these clamps on the washer drain hose. I use this on Samsung oven's convection fan motor that holds the blade in place. I keep 1 or 2 different ones of these for different units. I use these if I want to put a panel back together but the screws are stripped and there's no way that I can hold them together. I use one of these to insert it between 2 panels to hold it in place. Of course, this is a really old-fashioned Murat from washers and dryers that you can use, or ovens. Wire connector, you can use this as a wire connector, or if you don't want to use this, you can use these connectors. And of course I have thicker ones too for adjusting the shelves. I use these ceramic morets for gas ovens if I'm replacing an igniter, gas igniter, or doing any kind of electrical work inside of a gas appliances. I use these ceramic morets. You cannot use these plastic ones because it's not safe and not recommended because it's going to burn down. But ceramic, yes, you can use it. And of course I keep all kind of connectors. If I'm repairing electrical wires, I keep all kind of connectors, heavy duty, high quality connectors. Even the one for Miele, I keep them. They're high quality, they're expensive. I have also this magnet holding everything together. I have different kind of screws as you can see. These ones. If I'm going in a customer house that it needs extra screws for the washer, any panels are loose, I use any of these, some of these screws, and then that way I don't have to waste a service call. So all of these you can see are so important for me. Even this for cleaning the shaft on a dryer roller wheel or cleaning anything with this, so I keep this. There's another fuse. Again, these connectors, I've used a lot of these in the past. I have a couple of these for the dryer roller wheel. When I'm replacing this, If I break them, I have a new one I can use. I got extra electrical wire here. If I want to make a jumper wire, I have a lot of them. That's another one. And now I'm gonna go more inside here. So the front is done, sides are done. And now I'm gonna pull all my tools out. This is a 12-inch extension, quarter inch that I'm using. I love this. I use this a lot in appliances. I got this a small handsaw. I use this too once in a while if I have to cut and adjust something. This is another favorite tool for me. I remove the washer hoses and the dishwasher hoses that uses elbow, and it's so helpful, and this makes my job so easy. I usually have one of these in our shop that I use it, but I also keep one of these in my tool bag. And this is around $50 Canadian. This is another tool. If I'm working on a washer that I have to cut the water from it, if I want to cut the water, I use this so it can kind of, instead of me spending so much time to drain the water out from the washer, I use this on one of the hoses. I usually have two of this. Another one I left it in the shop. I cut the water from both sides and then I replace my drain pump. If I don't have my vacuum, I use this. But if I have my vacuum, then I'm not lazy to do that. This is my drill bit box, Ryobi. All my Turks and security bits are here. This is another voltage detector and I love this. I use this all the time. I do proper diagnostic, but you still have to once in a while use this, and I use this. So I have this marker. If I go in a customer house, they have a baker panel, I have to mark down their appliances name. I use this. Or if I'm working on an induction board, I use this to line up my marks, mark down the names, and I do a lot of work with this Sharpie too. The extension here. I got all my drill bit pieces here. This is a small crescent wrench. I use it for removing the gas valves on ovens. If I'm doing a little bit of adjustment on something, this is the file I use. It's a tiny and a small one, and it really works good. These two drill bits, you see them, you can change it from 3/8 to 9/16, and this one from quarter inch to 5/16. You kind of remove it, it has a magnet in here. The magnet is really strong too, see. And then from quarter inch you can change it to 5/16. And then you can use it on 5/16 drill bits. Here. I have this tiny wrench, this tiny ratchet. If I'm working in a really tiny spot that I cannot get my drill or a screwdriver, I use this. And it also has a special drill bits. You can use a smaller drill bits, or it also comes with its own drill bits, and I'm going to show you. I have this tweezer in case if a sliver goes on my hand, I pull it out with this. This 316 drill bit. I use it on some of the dishwashers that I have to adjust the front feet. The new ones, they always come with the quarter inch, but this is a special drill bit that I keep, and I use this once in a while. It doesn't have a magnet, but I like it. It's good. I use a couple of these in case if I wanna clean some gunky or debris build up on a glass top or on an oven door. I kind of scrape it like this. It really does a good cleanup if you hold it in 45-degree angles. Okay, so here's the tiny drill bit. See, compared to the regular drill bit, this is a regular drill bit. This is less than half. I actually made this drill bit for this ratchet, and I have one made for Phillips. See, I will show you my drill. I use DeWalt 20 volt max. This drill bit, this drill battery that you can see is not the original from DeWalt. I bought this for $35 from Amazon. The new one, if you have to buy it for this drill, is gonna cost you over $170. I don't need name, I just need something that would work for me. And then of course it has really good 3 strong lights. I add this extension that I can change my drill bits from it. I used to have a DeWalt drill bit that you could also change it to 45-degree angle, and I love that, but I lost it. I never got a chance to buy another one. At the back of my drill, I got a strong magnet here. This is rear earth magnet. And the drill bits that I use all the time is the Robertson, this Torx number 20. Of course, Phillips is always on the drill bit on the front, and then I have the Robertson and Torx number 20. And this is another tiny drill bit made by Phillips. It's a Phillips drill bit. It's a Phillips drill bit, and I usually use this on this. And when I bought this, it came actually with it, so it was like this. It's like that. And then looking at that, I really liked it. I was like, you know, I can make my own one, a small one. I made this. So this drill bit, I had to use these cold welds to add a little bit here, and then now it holds my drill bits. And I also add couple screws, the common screws that I use all the time, like quarter inch screw is one of my favorite one. I use it all the time. Then I have a Phillips, and then I usually have self-tapping screws that I have it here. Self-tapping screws would be something like this, like that. I don't use this a lot, but these self-tappings, I use them, and I just keep a couple of screws here. I have to be very careful when I'm working on my customer houses, because this drill can cause damage or scratch the floors or the cabinets, so I'm very careful. I'm so careful in customer houses that I even have my belt made of plastic. I use a plastic belt. I have this for the countertop protection. I bought this from Amazon for $25. I've been using this for the last couple years, and it's really good. You can actually fold it into smaller pieces and put it in your tool bag. Okay, so this plier I use it as a needle nose plier. I do not have a needle nose plier, and I do not carry needle nose plier. I also use this as a wire stripper, and I also use, of course, I use this as a wire stripper. I can also add my connectors here. So if I'm repairing a wire that I have to add one of these connectors, I squish it like that from here. And of course you can stick a wire inside of these holes and cut it too. Another small wrench, I also use this a lot on dryers. If I'm removing a bolt from the back of the dryer, or if I'm removing a bolt from the back of the washer. For example, if I'm doing a LG washing machine motor sensor with LE error code, I can also use this. And I also use this at the bottom of the dishwasher to open the dishwasher water lines. This is another favorite tool of mine. As you can see, you can have a 3/8, 11, 32, 7/16, ½ inch, quarter inch, and 5/16. So if I ever want to use one of those size, I add this on my drill bit, on my drill, like that. And then each time I want to use a different size, I can always pull this out. For example, if I want to use a quarter inch, kind of go like this and use it. If I want to use this ½ an inch, 7/16, I can also do that. So that way I don't have to have lots of drill bits. I remove this, stick it here, here. My 7/16 is ready. I'll just add it on my drill. A screwdriver with different bits and pieces, and I kind of usually keep both of them together like this. This spray bar, I bought it from the place where they're selling honey. Farmers are buying this stuff, and then I bought this like 10 years ago and I'm using it. There's another Klein tool. It shows the I can also use this as a voltage detector. I can also get the temperature reading from this. So let's look at the temperature here. 71 degrees. Let's look at the outside glass because it's cold. See what's the temperature, 63. So it shows the temperature. You can even check the oven temperature with it if you open the door. Or if I go in a customer house and they're complaining that the knobs are getting hot or warm, what I do is I kind of go like this. Why the knobs are getting hot or warm? Because the door hinge may have problem, or maybe the gasket is not good. So I kind of go like this and then take a picture of this and prove it to the warranty company that yeah, there's problem with the hinges. They usually don't ask you for proof, but just in case, I like to have all my diagnostics noted. I note all my diagnostics and everything. So this is another special tool and I love this. Another extension, my favorite extension. I use this a lot of places. I'll give you an example of working on a old Frigidaire dryers that they're getting F64 error code. So in order to replace that heating element that's located on the left hand side all the way to the corner of the heater, there's a screw that if you use this tiny the tool to remove that screw is going to take you 5 minutes. And unfortunately you cannot use your drill to go under it. You cannot use this. You cannot use a smaller screwdriver. So the only solution is to use an extension to get it faster. So what I do is I add my quarter inch. I add my Robertson like that. And then I add my extension at the back here. I add my extension here, and then I add my drill, my extension on my drill. And then I hold this to the bottom of that screw where the heater is. And then I pull that screw within 2 seconds. I pull it out. So this is really helpful. And again, I use this in a lot of places where my hand cannot reach and it's a longer or bigger screw. If a screw is like this, then you really don't want to use your hand to spend 2 minutes to pull the screw out. No, you can use this 90-degree angle drill bit at the extension, and then it really helps. Channel lock. I also use this on a lot of things. Nipex makes really good tools. I love Nipex, but unfortunately the price is so high. I don't like to buy these. If this breaks, I'm not gonna spend so much money buy another Nipex. I think this costed me $98. You can buy a regular one that works the same, just a little bit cheaper material for $10. Why spend $9,800 on something like this? The good part is this is also really thin. You can stick it under washer and dryer to adjust the bottom feet or front feet. But again, you can use this on a lot of things. Another Nipex tool. I love Nipex tools in general, but they're extremely expensive. If you're a new appliances technician, you can buy something like this for $5 or $10. So you see the damage here. One time I asked the customer to turn off the power to the dishwasher. He went down the stairs, came back again and said that the power is off. So I made a mistake and I learned my lesson after spending $100. I cut both wires. Like in general, you should never cut both wires at the same time. It doesn't matter if the power is off or on, but I made a mistake. I cut both wires and boom, and then I got this damage here. So this makes me sad. See that? Again, don't get me wrong, I love Nipex, but they're expensive. I'm still using it. Flashlight. It also has a magnet. The magnet is strong. And it uses AA battery, 2 of them. I get the CFM reading from the dryers. If the customer is having issue with the ventilation, I go with this, and then it shows me how good the dryer is running. The ventilation, you can check it with this. Let me blow on it. It's a $20 tool. I use this once in a while. You don't have to have this. Another favorite tool I keep in my tool bag is the 3-in-1 combination relay. This is RC0410. The part number is RC0410. This one. If I'm checking the compressors, or if I'm starting a compressor or repairing a fridge in emergency, I add one of these, and it's really helpful. This is a universal part. You can almost use it on all compressors except the one that uses inverter board and some of the new ones. And I also have this flashlight. This battery backup is for this drill, but I can also use it as a flashlight. I use this string to clean the drain hose on dishwashers. This is snake. I use it all the time when I get the feeling that there's a piece of glass or ceramic piece stuck in the dishwasher drain hose and there's no way I can pull it out. I kind of use this, and at the same time I vacuum it. I go back and forth. I inserted this out of the dishwasher drain hose and the hole, and then I keep going back and forth, and then I use the vacuum at the same time. Here's another battery for backup. Gorilla tape. My all-time favorite flashlight. This is, I think, if I remember correctly, it's 300-400 lumens. See, I've been using this for the past, I would say, 10 years, and I love this. This is not the one I'm using for 10 years, but I've been using these for the past 10 years, and this is my favorite flashlight. And this also has a strong battery. You can actually recharge this. You can recharge it, and the good part is, if you have one of these with you, you're going in the airport or anywhere, and you want to charge your phone, yes, you can also plug your phone here on this port and charge your phone with it. You just want to make sure you charge it enough. Look at the magnet. It has a strong magnet. I use this all the time, and I know there's a lot of people asking me, what's this? Where do you buy it from? It's just a cube flashlight made by Black Spur. I bought, like, if I remember correctly, I bought 48 of this, and I donated to other people, and I also help other technicians that I have a friendship with them. They're my friends. I give a couple of them for each of those technicians, and the technicians in our companies are also using similar flashlight. Everybody's using these. Appliances technician. You can use one of these guns for resoldering your stuff. This is a $20 soldering gun, and instead of using this expensive, you can always use something like this until you save a little bit money. This was my first one I've been using, and now I don't use this anymore. This is another really good tool that I love. You can remove corners to 7mm to 19mm. You can use all kind of bolts with it. Any kind of size that this fits on it, you can remove it with this. This is actually also my favorite tool. It's gonna go here. Flashlight that I spent $5 to buy it for emergency use. This is a good flashlight too. I also use this. It's rechargeable. This is another one. And this is also rechargeable. Electrical tape is necessary. You should always have electrical tape. I don't use a lot of electrical tape, but yeah, once in a while, if I'm adding these morettes on electrical wire, then I add electrical tape on it just to be on the safe side. Another small electrical tape. Here's the plastic pry bar. I use this in some places that I'm scared that I'm gonna cause a scratch, and instead of using this pry bar, I use this. And I actually, the reason I love this pry bar so much that I even lift up the washers and dryers with it, so it's like I can use it as a leverage. Of course, my flat screwdriver. You need one of these in your toolbox. Another tiny, longer, flat screwdriver you need. This. So this is the steel brush. I use this all the time when I do the refrigeration work. And of course, as I mentioned before, that I use this on cleaning the gas burners on an oven. This knife, it's not necessary to keep this, but it's too big. I really don't need this, but I had no choice. I needed one and I kept it for me. So I'm probably not going to use this anymore. Instead of this, I have some small ones I'm going to use. Another plastic pry bar. You don't need 3, you need only 2. This one was in my tool bag and I found it now. You need a small knife like this. This is one of the best one. I like this and I'm gonna keep it, not this big one. This temperature probe for meat probe, it's a meat probe. I keep it in my tool bag. Once in a while I go in a customer house, their complaint is that their meat probe is not working, then I use this to confirm if the meat probe is bad or if they have the connection where it gets inserted on that port is bad. So this confirms those. You don't have to have this, but I have it. I use this all the time. I bought, I think, over 500 or thousands of these from China. Each of these costed me like $4. And the benefit of this is that anytime you're installing a dishwasher, you have to install one of these at the bottom of the dishwasher, especially where you think that it may leak water in the future. For example, on Whirlpool and Frigidaire dishwashers, where the water valve is located on the left hand side and over time it leaks, you insert one of these and see these 3 pins. My hand is not even wet, it's just my hand is not even wet, it makes that noise. But if it gets wet, it gets so loud that the whole house would know what's happening. So I install one of these under the sink or under the dishwasher, and I do not even charge my customer anything for this. I keep one of these all the time on my tool bag. When I use one of these, I grab another one and put it on my toolbox, and this will work once you open it, once the water touches it, the way the Chinese guys are telling me. Once it starts working for the first time, it's gonna last for another 5 years. Of course, I have this hose. If I'm working on a washer and I need to check the temperature, I need to check the pressure switch, then of course I use one of these. And I use this on a lot of things. For example, if I'm working on a fridge that the drain hole is frozen, I can get a jug of water, put this in it, and then hold it up, and then it leaks from here, hot water, and I'm gonna hold it on top where the drain hole is, and then it just defrosts that hole. This tiny string that you can see is, if I ever install a dishwasher or especially oven and the cord falls down and then I cannot push the oven back in, so I kind of attach it to this and then I keep it pulled out while I'm pushing the oven back in, and then when I push the oven back all the way, after that I release this and then I put this back in my tool bag. So it's also important to have something like this if you're doing a lot of installation work. This brush, you can also clean stuff with it. I like it because it's small, see? It fits in my hand, so I prefer having this too. I got another electrical wire and liquid electrical tape. This is electrical tape, it's wet, it's the liquid, and works the same way. Once it dries out, it becomes like this. Oh, I actually have 3 of them. I don't need 3, I only need 2. Maybe I need this and that. This is extra. This 3-foot tiny measuring tape is necessary to have, because once in a while when you go in a customer house working on a cooktop, oven or anything, and they ask you the size, you don't know, you can use this. It's $2 part. These 2 hooks, on each side I got a different side here. They're also important, and I use this almost every day. I used to have 4 or 5 of this, but now instead of 4 or 5 of these large screwdriver looking things, tools, I use 3 of this. I got 2 here. If I remember correctly, I have another one here. This leveling tool is also really important for leveling the washers, dryers, fridges and stoves. I use this. It's a $2 part, so it really levels the appliances for you. See, here's another tiny file. I use this too. With a file like this, you can also clean the orifice. You can clean the gas oven orifices too with it. And then of course, I have these drill bits. Here's another tiny fancy knife that I use. So these are the different drill bits that I don't use them all the time. This one is 11 millimeter. I use it once in a while. 10 millimeter socket or drill bit. 7 millimeter. Again 10 millimeter. I use these two. And here's my magic glass for microwaves. If I want to test the microwave, if it's heating or not, I quickly add this and it shows me if it's heating or not, if the microwave is heating or not. This is my punch tool. If I want to drill a hole somewhere on a stainless steel and there's no way I can drill a hole, my drill bits are kind of spinning around and they're not staying in place. What I do is I kind of go like that and hold it in the spot where I want to drill a hole, kind of push it like this. So I kind of go like this. You see that? Now I can put my drill bit and drill a hole. I paid like $5 for this. These are special keys. These are special keys if I wanna pull out a connector or a wire, I can use these. Of course, I always have aluminum tape. I always keep extra aluminum tape in case if I want to work on a dryer and I have to seal some area, I use some of this aluminum tape. These are other drill bits, 13 millimeter. And then this one is 2 millimeter. I don't use these all the time, that's why it's not in my main Ryobi toolbox. Of course, sandpaper is important. you want to use sandpaper once in a while, especially if I go in a customer house and they have a Miele dishwasher that the heater really needs to be clean, the contacts, because of the error code, then I use this. Or you can use it on all kind of other stuff too. Of course, I got this Band-Aid. I got these two fancy gloves here that if I wear this, I can turn on the light, and then I don't have to use my flashlight when I'm working on something. This one. Let me put this on. I just have to tighten it, and then it's in my hand like gloves. And then here I got light here. Teflon tape is also important when you're working on dishwashers. If you install a water valve, you may want to use this. You do not want to use this on a water valve, but you use this on a connector, where the connector goes into the other connector. That I repair a lot of microwaves with it and other stuff. I got cold weld, and then I got the JB weld. I love both of these. Here's another special key. Removing the connectors. Why I have this connector from a washing machine sensor? Because I think it's from Samsung, because sometimes the wire breaks from here. So now, because I have this kit that I can repair these, so that way I don't have to carry this. If the wire breaks even from closer that area, I can pull it out and reattach another pin and then repair this. I keep couple fence ties. This fence tie is most of the time I install this into the heating element and insert it into the drain hole, so that way it works like a heat sink inside of the hole. So the hole on the drainage area on the fridge will not freeze if I install this into the heating element like this. I got this flashlight, and this is also my favorite flashlight, that when I turn it on, see, it's a good flashlight. I'll use it right here inside. If it's bright inside of the tool bag, the light will go off. But if it gets dark, if I'm working in a dark area, the light comes on, so it's also a good flashlight. This is another tiny flat screwdriver you should have. And this is a special tool for the dryers, or if I'm removing the dryer blower wheel or roller wheels, I use this tool. And you can use it two ways, open and close. I have this extension. Another sandpaper. So this was a good day for me to show you all my tools, that what I'm using and when I go on appliances, customer house repairs. This was a good day for me to show you all my tools, that what I use when I go on customer houses. If you guys have any question, please comment below. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, like my videos and share it with others. You can also follow me on Facebook. It's called Hamid Appliances Repair. Thank you.